It's been some little time since we've looked at the products of the Seafarer organisation, which is based on Queensland's Gold Coast, which pretty well is the centre of fiberglass boat building in Australia as of the last 10 years or so. Now, Seafarer was the first fiberglass boat manufacturer in Queensland and was established in 1957, which means that 96 is its 39th year, and of course next year will be its 40th anniversary. Now, Seafarer has always been a prolific builder of boats, and a prolific builder of boats which suited specific purposes. And for that reason, particularly in the early years, they were a little unusual, because most fiberglass boat manufacturers in Australia built boats that were taken from moulds that were actually taken off American boats, all of which were sort of open runabouts or half cabins, and were made for a wide range of uses. Now, Seafarer over the years has refined their offering of specialised boats, and that's not to say that their boats aren't versatile. They certainly are. They can be used for a whole lot of purposes. But for the purpose for which a specific boat is designed, the Seafarers are as good as any that you'll find anywhere in the world. Now, the boat I'm aboard is the Seafarer Venom, which is 6.2 by 2.4 metres, or 20 foot 6 long, and we're nestled up alongside the Vagabond, which is built on exactly the same 6.2 metre hull. Now, the Venom is a specialised fishing boat. The Vagabond is also a fishing boat, but is also versatile and usable for a lot of other purposes. Come on, we'll go from stem to stern and I'll show you how the Venom is set up. Now, this boat is a walk-around centre console fishing boat, and it is of a type which has been taken to the hearts of Australian fishermen and therefore boat manufacturers in the last couple of years. This one, as I said, is versatile. It's set up extremely well. There's a little half-round lounge there with a seat on the front of the steering console. This table lifts out and is an option, but it means that you can dine quite comfortably up front here. Now, when that table comes out, underneath it is a huge 6-foot-long kill tank for fish. All of the under area of these seats can be used either for stowage, or they can be insulated and used as an icebox. And underneath the seat on the forward end of the console is also a storage area with, which is insulated and can be used as an icebox, and it even has a drain there. Now, quite interestingly, Lindsay has taken a leaf out of the book of the sailing fraternity, and in here he's put a couple of circular hatches which simply pull out, and in there is a soft vinyl bag which is also used for stowage. Now, one of the most impressive aspects of this boat is the quality and extent of the stainless steel work. It's used to support a targa top, which is a soft fabric, which of course keeps the sun off you, essential. It also supports the rod holders across the after end of the boat, and a set of clears which go around the forward end of the cockpit here and enclose it. Now, these can be taken off and will be, of course, taken off for fishing. And in this shot at the moment, you're looking at the boat with all of the clears and the covers taken off to show you just how well it opens up. Let's have a look at the steering console. One of the nice things about modern fiberglass runabouts, particularly Seafarer, is the way in which your controls and steering and all your information readouts are laid out. Back in the early days, they would just put in a couple of holes in a bit of board, and that was the end of it. But this is a superbly set up steering console which has all of the controls at your fingertips. This particular boat is powered by twin 115 horsepower Evinrude outboard motors, which have a dual trim lever on the left-hand throttle, which makes life a lot easier. You don't have to try and spread your fingers out. Everything that you need, it falls right to your fingertips and is absolutely superbly presented. Now, as you would expect with a boat which is intended for fishing, there are cavernous side pockets down each side, which also include racks for your fishing rods. And, of course, there is a set of rocket launchers across the after end of the targa. The driver and passenger seat is a bolster type. The squab actually drops down so that you can stand up and drive and be supported by the back of the seat. Let's have a look down aft. There's a nylon baitboard fitted to the back of the seat there, which is ideal. The after end of the boat is fitted as standard with a drop-down rear lounge with enough space underneath to get your toes under when you are fighting a fish. There is a 300-litre stainless steel fuel tank fitted under the floor, which gives huge range with the recommended twin 115 horsepower Evinrude outboard motors. And I should also mention I had a drive of this boat, as you can see from these shots, and I was hugely impressed not only with its overall top speed, which approaches 60 miles an hour, 100 kilometres an hour, but also its absolutely soft ride and its wonderful handling properties. So this really is a knockout offshore fishing boat. We're pushing it very hard in these shots, harder than you would expect most people to push it, but I wanted to see what the boat would do, and I was hugely impressed. The transom is set up to take either single or twin outboard motors and perform superbly with either setup. The after end of the transom is fitted with a couple of tanks which can either be set up as dual live bait tanks or kill tanks, or however you want to set them up. Now, I've shown you in detail the layout of the fishing version of this particular 6.2 metre hull, which is the Venom. Let's now have a look at the Vagabond. Now, the Vagabond, as I said, is built on the same hull, but it's more a general purpose family boat. Up forward there's a V berth with an infill there which will sleep 3 people comfortably. That can be fitted with a marine toilet. It has side pockets down either side of the inside of the cabin there, a large hatch which gives you access to the anchor chain without having to go around the side. Again, it's fitted with a soft top on a solid stainless steel targa. Huge side pockets with rod holders in them, a rear lounge across the after end, the same underfloor setup but with a cavernous aft cockpit. This is a very useful size of boat, 6.2 metres or 20 feet 6 inches. It falls into the size where it can be towed reasonably easily behind a moderately sized 4-wheel drive, but has a huge amount of space in it, soft ride and certainly excellent offshore ability. We'll be back right after this break.